Hey folks, today we're diving into the top 10 symptoms of a failing flex fuel sensor. If you're driving a flex fuel vehicle, this is crucial information you don't want to miss. These sensors, they're like the brains of your fuel system, telling your car's computer how much ethanol is mixed in with the gasoline. When they go bad, it can cause a whole heap of problems. We're talking poor fuel economy, rough idling, even engine damage if you're not careful. So stick around and I'll give you the lowdown on how to spot a failing flex fuel sensor before it turns into a major headache. First things first, that pesky check engine light. It's the one thing that can turn a peaceful drive into a stressful situation in an instant, the one that strikes fear into the hearts of drivers everywhere. That little light can mean a lot of things, from minor issues to major problems. Well, a failing flex fuel sensor can be the culprit behind that glowing warning. This sensor plays a crucial role in your vehicle's performance. See, your car's computer, the ECM, relies on accurate information from the flex fuel sensor to determine the right air-fuel mixture. This balance is essential for your engine to run smoothly and efficiently. When the sensor starts sending wonky signals, the ECM throws a code and bam, that check engine light pops on. Don't ignore it. Ignoring it could lead to more serious issues down the line. We're talking about your engine's health here. A malfunctioning sensor can affect fuel efficiency, emissions, and overall engine performance. Get that code read and see if it's pointing to a faulty flex fuel sensor. A quick diagnostic check can save you from a lot of headaches. Could save you a whole lot of trouble down the road. Addressing the issue early can prevent more costly repairs and keep your car running smoothly. Now let's talk about your wallet. Noticing you're making more trips to the gas station than usual. A failing flex fuel sensor could be to blame for that too. When it's not reading the ethanol content correctly, your car's computer might be mixing up the wrong air-fuel ratio. Too much fuel, not enough air, and boom, you're guzzling gas like it's going out of style. And nobody wants to be wasting money on fuel these days, right? So if you're seeing a sudden drop in your miles per gallon, don't just shrug it off. Get that flex fuel sensor checked out. Ever feel like your car's lost its get up and go? Like it's struggling to accelerate? Especially when you need it most. Well, a faulty flex fuel sensor could be the culprit here too. See, your engine needs the right mix of air and fuel to perform at its best. When the sensor's on the fritz, it messes with that delicate balance. You might notice sluggish acceleration, hesitation when you hit the gas, or even a decrease in overall power. It's like your engine's trying to run a marathon with one leg tied behind its back. Not a good feeling, and definitely not good for your car. Now, this one can be a real pain in the neck, especially on those cold mornings. You turn the key expecting your engine to roar to life, but instead you get nothing, or maybe it cranks and cranks before finally sputtering to a start. A failing flex fuel sensor can cause all sorts of starting problems. Why? Because it's messing with the fuel mixture again, the wrong ratio, and your engine's not going to be too happy about starting up. It's like trying to light a wet firecracker. You might get a few sparks, but it's not going to ignite properly. You know that feeling when your car's idling, but it feels like it's about to shake itself apart, like the engine's doing the jitterbug under the hood? Yeah, that's called a rough idle, and you guessed it, a bad flex fuel sensor can cause that too. When the sensor's sending inaccurate readings, the engine's getting an inconsistent fuel supply. It's like trying to balance on a seesaw that keeps changing speeds. Not an easy feat. So if you're feeling those vibrations in the steering wheel, or hearing your engine sputtering at a stoplight, it's time to get that flex fuel sensor checked out. Alright folks, let's talk about the environment for a minute. We all want to do our part to keep the air clean, right? Well, a failing flex fuel sensor can actually increase your car's emissions. How? Remember that messed up air-fuel mixture we keep talking about? Well, when your engine's not burning fuel efficiently, it releases more harmful pollutants into the atmosphere. Not good for the environment, and definitely not good for passing those pesky emissions tests. So if you're noticing your car's exhaust is suddenly smellier than usual, or if you fail an emissions test, a bad flex fuel sensor could be the culprit. Speaking of smells, have you noticed a strong gasoline odor around your car lately? It's not just a faint whiff, but a really strong, overpowering smell that makes you want to step back, like way stronger than usual. This isn't something you should ignore or brush off as a minor inconvenience. That's another telltale sign of a failing flex fuel sensor. This small but crucial component plays a big role in how your car manages its fuel. When the sensor's not reading the ethanol content correctly, it can cause your car's computer to inject too much fuel into the engine. This imbalance can lead to a variety of issues, including that strong gasoline smell. And where does that excess fuel go? It doesn't just disappear. Some of it might leak out or spill over, creating a mess and a potential hazard. Some of it might get burned off, but not all of it. The unburned fuel can cause your car to emit more fumes than usual, but some of it can end up evaporating into the air, contributing to that overpowering gasoline smell that lingers around your vehicle, creating that overpowering gasoline smell. This isn't just unpleasant, it's a sign that something is seriously wrong with your car's fuel system. Not only is it unpleasant, but it can also be harmful to your health. Breathing in those fumes isn't good for you or anyone around you, but it can also be a fire hazard. Gasoline is highly flammable, and any leaks or spills can quickly turn into a dangerous situation. So if you're smelling gas, don't ignore it. Take it seriously and get your car checked out immediately. Get that flex fuel sensor checked out as soon as possible. It's a small step that can prevent bigger problems down the road and keep you safe. Ever feel like you're driving a bucking bronco instead of a car? Like your engine's hesitating, surging, or generally behaving erratically? Yeah, that's another sign of a failing flex fuel sensor. When the sensor's sending inconsistent signals, it can disrupt the smooth flow of fuel to the engine. 1 minute you're cruising along, the next minute you're lurching forward like you're on a roller coaster. Not exactly a smooth ride. This can be incredibly dangerous, especially if you're trying to accelerate to merge into traffic or pass another vehicle. So if your car's feeling a little too exciting to drive, get that flex fuel sensor checked out before it causes a serious accident. Now, this is where things start to get serious. Misfires in your engine are no joke and can lead to a cascade of problems if not addressed promptly. A misfire happens when one or more of your engine's cylinders fails to fire properly. This means that the combustion process inside the cylinder is incomplete or doesn't happen at all. It's like one of your engine's pistons decided to take a nap while the others are working overtime. Imagine running a race with one leg tied up. That's how your engine feels, and guess what can cause misfires? There are several culprits, but one of the most common is a failing flex fuel sensor. You got it, a failing flex fuel sensor. This little component plays a crucial role in regulating the fuel mixture that goes into your engine. When the sensor's messing with the fuel mixture, it can prevent the spark plugs from igniting the air-fuel mixture properly, leading to misfires. The spark plugs need the right mix to create that essential spark. You might hear a popping sound from the engine, feel a loss of power, or even see your check engine light flashing. These are all telltale signs that something is amiss. Misfires are bad news, folks. They can lead to a rough, idle, poor fuel economy, and even more severe engine damage if left unchecked. They can damage your engine over time, so don't ignore them. Regular maintenance and prompt attention to warning signs can save you from costly repairs down the road. Always consult a professional mechanic if you suspect your engine is misfiring. And finally, the granddaddy of all flex fuel sensor failure symptoms, engine stalling. This is when your engine suddenly shuts off while you're driving, leaving you stranded on the side of the road. Not fun. A failing flex fuel sensor can cause stalling by disrupting the fuel supply to the engine. 1 minute you're driving along, the next minute your engine's starved for fuel and shuts down. This can be incredibly dangerous, especially if it happens while you're driving at high speeds or in heavy traffic. So if your engine's prone to stalling, don't mess around. So there you have it, folks. If you notice any of these symptoms, it's time to check your flex fuel sensor. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more car repair tips. Until next time, this is Scotty Kilmer, helping you keep your car running smoothly.